I mean, tears rolling down her face. But she would make it so that these onions would dissolve. Where are you going? I always end up with cold milk in my mashed potatoes. Hello and welcome to Safe at Homestead. If you are new here, my name is Elena. I am so excited that all of you have chosen to stop by today and spend a little bit of time with me here on the homestead. So if you've been here for a little while, you know that I love a one-pot meal. If I can cook a delicious and nutritious meal in one pot, I'm going to do it. And that's what I am doing today. Mostly the veggies will be separate, but the main part of the meal will be all in one pot, and that pot is my Instant Pot. So I am going to be making meatloaf and potatoes using my Instant Pot. Let's do it. So I was going to start with the meatloaf, but it is so cold from being in the refrigerator. I think I'm going to start with the potatoes. So right now, let's peel these potatoes and then we will cut them up and put them in the bottom of our Instant Pot. Okay, potatoes are peeled, washed, cut up, and they're in the bottom of this Instant Pot. I'm just going to put a little bit of salt and some beef broth. I have never made mashed potatoes with red potatoes, but we're going to see how it turns out. Okay, let's turn our attention to the meatloaf. First thing I'm going to do is chop this onion. Probably just use half. Just in case you don't know this, I am not as liberal with onions as some people are. I like the flavor it imparts to foods, but I don't like that many onions. And I certainly don't like biting into an onion and getting that crunchy, oniony experience. When I was little, my grandmother would make meatloaf. And by the way, I was raised by my grandparents in Panama, Central America. And my grandmother thought that there was nothing as nutritious as onions. I mean, she loved onions. She cooked with it a lot. And as you know now, I am not fond of onions as far as, biting into an onion. I also don't like that it stings your eyes. Ugh. Anyway, she just didn't think that I was healthy if I wasn't eating onions. And so she would go to great lengths to make sure that I had onions in my diet. So she would pull out the box grater and grate onions. I mean, tears rolling down her face. But she would make it so that these onions would dissolve in the meatloaf. But she would feel that she's done her duty to get me to eat onions. I thought it was, well, at the time I thought she was crazy. Now I know that it was just love. Okay, I'm going to chop these up a little bit smaller and then we'll get them in the ground beef. I don't want to chop garlic, so we're going to put just what's left over of garlic in this jar. And then we're going to put the usual spices, some salt, black pepper, onion. I had garlic powder here, but I'm not going to put that. Parsley. Oh, do I have any more ketchup? I put some ketchup. And we need an egg as a binder. Now, when I first started making meatloaf in the Instant Pot, which by the way, I haven't made a meatloaf of any kind in a long time, I think. I can't remember when was the last time I made a meatloaf. But anyways, when I started doing it in the Instant Pot, I used to do it in foil. Because the first person I ever saw doing it was a guy on YouTube, and he used foil. Well, I try to use foil as little as possible, especially to cook in. So let's see, am I forgetting anything? Oh, some breadcrumbs. But this time around, I am going to try doing it in a dish, a glass, a Pyrex dish. I used all of my broth, so I'm going to make a little bit. Let's see, how much do I want? I just want a little bit. Do I even need to do it? Let's see. Let's mix it and see if I think it needs any. I don't always put broth in it. I just don't want it to ever come out dry. But yeah, it doesn't usually. But I felt like maybe it just needed. But you know what? Since the potatoes have broth in it, I think it'll be fine. I'm going to omit any kind of liquid. I think the egg as a binder is enough. And we'll do it. And this time I am actually doubling the size of my meatloaf. I usually just use a pound of ground beef. This time I'm using 2 pounds. Let's hope for success, because I'm doing the potatoes differently and doing the meatloaf differently. Okay, so let me get my dish, form my meatloaf into it, and we'll get it into the Instant Pot. I'm going to put it in this dish right here. Okay, I usually put my topping on my meatloaf when I bake it. So I know a lot of people will put their ketchup, whatever mixture they want, onto their meatloaf afterwards. Okay, let's mix that together. It's just some ketchup, a drizzle of vinegar, and some brown sugar, which I do not have. So, one sec. Just gonna put some sugar and then some molasses, which is what brown sugar is. Oh, if I can open this. Just a little bit. And I might add some mustard. I don't know why. I never do. But for some reason, I just feel like mustard would work great. A squirt of Dijon. And that's it. Hopefully I have enough to put some on now and put some on after it comes up. Sometimes it just depends on my mood and what the meatloaf looks like. I will pop it into the oven under broil. And if I do that this time around, I'd like to have some of this sauce to put on top. So let's just spread a little bit on there in anticipation of using the rest after it's done cooking. Next step, put the trivet on top of the potatoes and then the meatloaf on top. Oh, let's see. I'm trying to think about what kind of, if I use the 80-20 ground beef, I'm just trying to think about the liquid that's going to be released. I'm hoping that this is enough room and that it won't spill over. Okay, I'm going to say it's enough room. It's okay. It's all okay. So let's pressure cook. It's at 25 because I made Tuxedo's food earlier today. Let's bring it to 20 minutes. Start. And I will bring you guys back when it's done. In the meantime, let's have some fun with these new little girls that we got the other day. No names yet. I'm just calling them all Fluffy Butt right now. Yeah, you're the yellow Fluffy Butt. She is very feisty. Don't let her fool you. Yeah, she's being so quiet right now. And look at this little guy, or well, they're all girls, trying to jump up. This one. Fluffy Butt number 1. Fluffy Butt number 2. Turn this way. These dark colored ones are Wyandottes. Yes. So they should be black and white girls. And that yellow one's an Easter egger. I promised I wasn't going to get any more specialty chickens. I just wanted straight, run-of-the-mill, lay a lot of eggs chickens. But I got there and yeah. Oops. Let's get another one. Oh, come on. This is the smallest and she's all black. Well, not all black, but mostly black. The others have more markings on them. Yeah. Ooh. It's not fall now. Where are you going? I already have a chicken called Tiny, so I won't call her Tiny. Oh, oh, actually, we don't have Tiny anymore. Can you be Tiny too? I can call you Tiny too. Yeah. Okay, and lastly, we have this girl, and she has more brown on her face. Right, girly? Yeah. Tuxedo is enamored with them. If they start peeping loudly, he comes running over here to see what's going on. He tries to herd them through the box. I discourage it, but he can't hurt them. If one of them is in a different corner or section of the box than the other three, he tries to get that one to go over there. It's kind of funny to see. Oh, you're shivering. Oh, see that? If Tuxedo was here, he'd be running over here to see what's going on. Okay, go back to your sisters. Okay, it's been 20 minutes and I let it time release for 12 or 13 minutes or so. I'm a little bit concerned because I'm using a dish and I'm afraid that it will slide off the trivet. But let's just do it. I think I can do it without the pot holder. All right, I'm going to drain this and then I'm going to put it in the broiler on high and let it get a little bit brown and crispy with the leftover sauce right here. Okay, let's work on the potatoes. They're nice and soft. Let's see. We'll add some butter and milk. And like I said in previous videos, I never ever remember to take some milk out so that it will be room temperature or warm it up or something. I always end up with cold milk in my mashed potatoes. I'm warming some milk up now. So this is like smashed potatoes. They're not going to be whipped or anything like that. But they seem to be working fine. Now I know that red potatoes are okay for mashed potatoes. I see it's some garlic and some, hold on, move this trivet. Okay, garlic and black pepper. I mean garlic powder. Warmed up some milk. I guess it will be more like whipped potatoes. Okay, let me check on the meatloaf. Looks pretty good. Here it is, all done, plated, ready to go, and lunch for the mister for tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for hanging out with me this evening, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.